Hi guys and welcome. My name is Jocelyn and thank you so much for joining us today. Today's video is going to be a quick tutorial on how to paint with our kits. So if you're watching this, you have one of these in front of you. Thank you so much, or thank you to whoever gave it to you. We appreciate it. And you're gonna see how easy it is to create a masterpiece that you're gonna be so proud to hang on your wall or give away as a gift. So remember, even if you have enough of those to put on your wall, you can always gift them to somebody and let them know, hey, by the way, I painted this for you. So isn't that amazing? So I know I'm pretty cute, but I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera to the kit so that I can give you a quick tutorial and you can create your own masterpiece. Okay, so in the kit you should have received a stencil, and it has already the transfer tape attached to it. Transfer tape is pretty much just that. It transfers this onto the piece of wood, and then you also received a piece of wood. This is a longer one. This actually doesn't fit in the box, but for the video purposes, for the purpose of this video, I'm using this one since I'm making it for my office. So I figured, why not? And you also would have received your paint in one of these. I'm gonna be using my bottles, so you guys would have had it in one of these. You also should have received a brush and a couple of these. And no, they're not to remove your makeup or to add your makeup. You're gonna see how easy these are, and these are wonderful for painting. And you also have one of these, and this is what we're gonna use as a scraper. Again, I'll show you later. And the last thing we have in there is a sander. Okay, so that is your equipment. Believe it or not, that's all you need in order to create a masterpiece. So now let's focus on our sign. Okay guys, so now the first thing you want to do is you want to use our sander and sand the wood lightly. I've already done that with this wood, so I'll do it just for demonstration purposes. Just go with the grain, and you just want to remove any little splinters that the wood may have. It's pretty smooth wood, so you shouldn't really have a lot of splinters, but the smoother the surface, the better. Okay, so we give it a quick little sand, and then you can just wipe it off with a paper towel. Dry paper towel will work. I'm gonna be using this old sponge that I have that I use for that purpose, but you can use a paper towel. That will be absolutely fine. Now you will have your paint in this little bowl, so you can actually use your paint right out of there. That's absolutely fine. I personally like to just pour it into a little plate. That works best for me, but whatever works for you is fine. Okay, so I'm going to be using my brush, and basically I'm gonna paint the background. So whatever background color you want, you can go ahead and paint it. If you do not like the colors that were included in the kit, you can always go to Walmart and buy one of these. They're actually very inexpensive, and you can pick any color you want. Okay, so we're gonna start by being pretty generous with the paint. Let me move this up a little bit more so you can see it a bit better, and just paint away. Basically, just make sure that you get the entire surface. Make sure that it looks smooth. And with these little brushes, it's very easy to do that. And you can actually go back and forth. I've found, I think the more you paint, the more little tricks you find. So I found that moving them back and forth kind of covers better and it looks smoother, and you're covering a little more surface there. Okay, so for now, for our video purpose, we're gonna go ahead and probably fast forward this so that you guys can finish up on your end, or you can go ahead and pause me now and continue to paint yours until we return. Okay, so don't forget, just make sure that you cover the entire board. And also, if you want to paint the sides of the sign, you're more than welcome to do that too. Sometimes, you know, we do have signs with the frames, so you can do those, and you don't have to actually paint the sides. But in this case, I'm not going to be using a frame, so I will probably be painting those sides so that it can look finished and pretty. So we'll dry it for 10 minutes, okay? And this is what mine looks like. Again, yours will probably look a little bit whiter, a little bit richer. If you want to do another coat, that's fine. Okay guys, so now that your paint is dry, I'm gonna ask that you give it another little light sand, just because this helps with the splinters. Okay, very light. Just enough to smooth it but not remove the paint. Okay, and again, wipe it with a paper towel. I'm wiping it with my little sponge. Okay, and now we have our stencil, and it's upside down. So I did a really simple one that I want to do. So basically, we're gonna smooth it out with the scraper, and we're gonna remove the backing. So this white paper is the transfer tape, and then we have the blue, which is the actual stencil, and then the back is what's keeping it all together. So we're gonna remove that back first, and the way you're gonna do that is go to the corner and fold like so, and just pull slowly. Remember, this is therapy for you, so take your time. Make sure that you're pulling slowly and that none of these little, especially the inside pieces, that they don't go on this white paper. Okay, so just keep going. The closer you are to that blue, the smoother it's gonna go, and also go on an angle the way that I'm doing. That helps to remove that backing a little smoother without having to pull any of the insides. Okay, so there we have the stencil, and we have the backing. This backing you can just get rid of. Okay, so now we're gonna go and adhere the stencil onto, I'll do it this way so you guys can see. And basically it's cut to size, so you're just pretty much attaching it. My suggestion would be that you start on one side and then you just smooth it out, so that you don't have bubbles. So that makes it a lot smoother for painting. Okay, and now we're gonna grab our trusted little scraper again and just smooth out that stencil onto the piece of wood. Go ahead and try to dig in there, especially those middle pieces, and push them in so that they don't come off when we pull off the transfer tape. Okay, so the next step is to remove the transfer tape. Same way you removed the other piece of paper, the backing. It's the same way you're gonna do this. Again, slowly. Remember, again, this is your therapy and your masterpiece. So the slower you go, the better it is, because you won't have anything pulling up. Okay. And voila. So now you have your stencil, and you're going to pick whatever color you want. I think I'm gonna do black for mine, so I'm just going to, I don't know, I'll do maybe some black and pink. My office is pink, gold, and I forgot what other color I picked. White, I guess. I have some black in there too, but I'm going to go, oops, sorry guys. So I'm going to go with pink and black. Maybe I'll do the B to full in black and the U in pink. So it's up to you, whatever you guys want to do in yours. Like I said, if you want different colors, just head on over to Walmart, and they have actually a large variety of colors. Walmart, Michaels, Hobby Lobby, you know, all those places you can go and get those. So what I like to do again is I like to pour my paint, but you'd be surprised. You see how tiny little bit of paint that is? You would be surprised how it goes such a long way. So here's the key for this, guys. Very important. Less is more. I know that sounds crazy when it comes to paint. Less is more. So if you want to have crisp lines, if you don't want to have bleeding, what it's called bleeding is when the paint just seeps through the stencil and then you have like messy lines. You want those lines to be as crisp as possible. So go ahead and go over those edges with your finger, because you want to make sure that the stencil, see, this side doesn't matter, you know, the outside doesn't matter. What you're concentrating on is pushing the stencil down right along the edges of the letters so that it's smooth and you have those crisp lines that we're looking for. Okay, so because I'm going to do these and these in black, I'm gonna start with those. So what you do is you dip your little sponge in here, but then you're gonna remove the excess. Okay, you can use this part of the stencil to remove more excess if you'd like, and then you're gonna start dabbing right on top of the letters. Now it's not gonna look like much right now. It's actually going to be a little on the light side. See how you can still see through that letter? That's okay. That's what you want for the first one. Okay, so go ahead and continue to do that. And again, I'm going to grab some of that here, but I'm going to remove it on the side and head on over here. I like to do it outside a little bit because, again, less is more. And remember, you're not rushing this process. You definitely don't want to rush it. You want your masterpiece to be beautiful, so rushing it is not going to get it to be beautiful. Take your time, enjoy it. Think about, how beautiful it's gonna look. And that alone is gonna give you, it really relaxes me just thinking of the outcome of how beautiful it's gonna look in the end. So just keep that in mind. Don't rush. Okay, and you're just going up, down, in an up and down motion. And just repeat. And enjoy it. Who would have thought that makeup sponges will make good painting tools, right? I mean, I definitely wouldn't have. So now you're going back around for a second coat. And this time it's going to look a little darker. Now you're going to start seeing those letters disappear because it's going to get darker, so you won't be able to see them as much. Show you. So if you're a little bit on the blind side like I am, I would suggest that you use very good lighting to do this in, because there are spots that you can miss, and it's always good to just check them out even with your phone lights, which I have to do a lot, or sometimes I'll ask my kids to do a little check to see if I'm missing any spots. So it's easy to miss spots, and then they can turn into a little empty hole later on, empty white space later on that you're not gonna like. So just make sure that you look at it and that all the white disappears. You want to see all black. In my case, black. In your case, whatever color you want, whatever color you're painting. Okay. And with the kits, you get you have to do a little bit less work, because I already attached the